A man named Ken with many comforts he used to be. A nice house, a lovely wife, 4 healthy young kids. A good job, nice car, great health, great friends, nice safe quiet neighborhood. He often would lay on the horn at cyclists, cussing them. One night as he was texting his wife one evening as he was heading home from work, not paying attention to the road, he hit a 19-year-old man riding his bicycle. He was driving 25 miles over the speed limit as he was trying to get home to his wife, as soon as possible for a romantic evening they had planned since they were going to go for their 5th child, as he received a bonus of $80K for making several big sells within the last month. Too high was he on good luck and good karma. The man he had hit was returning home from a double shift as a cashier at some party store not far from the bad part of town, to which he had to ride his bike from his parents' house to his job 7 miles. $6.50 an hour, 30 hours a week, was his wealth. All his money went to was helping his parents out. When Ken struck the man on his bike, on the horn did he lay, yelling out, "Get out of the damn road, asshole," at the man Ken had struck, as the man lied in his blood, gasping, and croaking, as he expired. 5 years later, and everything after Ken killed the man on his bike, Ken was never brought to justice. He would still taunt and scare cyclists. Everything was still great for Ken. The court Knights of the Rejected had been watching Ken for 20 years now. They were planning a little surprise for him. The KOR sent out 7 agents to Ken's datum. The KOR agents used extremely advanced technology to give life to inanimate objects Ken would encounter to slowly but surely ruin his life. They scattered some crumbs in his front yard which the ants would eat of, and acquire awareness of themselves, with human-like intelligence, and the ability to speak out loud like humans. Implanted in the crumbs were blueprints of the instructions from the KOR the ants were to carry out, and the ability to bring forth conscious life out of their thoughts of anything the ants could imagine, and the goal was to ruin Ken and his household. The KOR threw the blueprints of knowledge inside the crumbs the ants ate of, gave the ants all the intel they had on Ken, and the ability to report back to the KOR telepathically. And if the ants were to encounter any problems, the 7 KOR agents would be stationed on Mars in Ken's datum. So one night a nightmare befell Ken that seemed so lucid Ken believed he was awake. In the nightmare, Ken and his wife Christina had a romantic night, and were about ready to join as like puzzle piece into puzzle piece, when that part of Ken that connected to his wife's garden was not with Ken. He panicked and his wife laughed at him, and said, Honey, you should have told me that you were going to become transgender, I need a real man to take care of me," and left out of their house and drove off in her minivan. So Ken took a drive of his own, to try to cool off from his troubled mind at the situation of his missing member. So Ken was driving while watching material on his phone to see if he could become aroused and maybe his member would appear. Sure enough, with his lack of attention, he struck into something, and like deja vu, same night 5 years ago he killed a cyclist. It hit him, a sense of guilt this time for whatever he struck. So he pulled over, exited the vehicle, and looked. It looked to be the thing Ken couldn't find. And it was riding a bike. Ken at first thought that maybe his mind was playing tricks on him and maybe it was just a deformed child. So he rendered aid, and gave CPR to it. It rose up all tall and firm like a marine, yet it was part of Ken's body, it was as a person. As it rose up, "Get off of me. Dude, like no wonder your wife left you, bet you wish had another thing like me you could do that do, you are nothing without me. Always pestering people on bicycles as if your driver's license is a license to kill. And emotionally bring torment to others. Now Ken, this is where the tables turn, I will no longer be of service to you to assist you to feel so damn alpha male, your world will crumple, you will now drink of the cup of the destruction you have mixed without pleasant flavor." He part scolded him. Then his appendage grow very creepy muscular arms, and with laughing at Ken beat him up, saying even worse things unto Ken, to ruin his self-image. Ken woke up in a cold sweat. "What's wrong, babe?" Christina asked him. "Nothing," Ken lied as he began kissing her, which lead up to them becoming romantic. Things were different for the first time in Ken's life. He couldn't get his equipment to get the least bit firm. It stayed as soft as a wet strip piece of paper. No matter what he or his wife did. At first Ken thought it was a one-off deal. But even after months of no sexual activity and being careful not to try to look at erotic material, his part had only the function of urination. Soon the sun started to set on Ken's self-esteem, his wife left him, took custody of the kids. Court garnished a good chunk of Ken's wages and assets for child support. Things were about to shatter in Ken's life. All alone in that nice house he was soon to lose. As he was laying in bed, increasing in bad mental health. He heard voices chanting from downstairs as like a unworldly choir saying, "Kenny Kenny oh Kenny our little poor buddy, why are ye so lonely? You once had the world on a string, however soon ye are about to lose everything. All the years you have used that gasoline-eating machine to move ye-self from place to place, you have made others feel as like rotten feces with that beast in its roar with ye loud vocal cords, screaming hateful, nasty, cruel, greedy things to them. For because they lacked in the same items ye possessed, you saw yourself as a god above them, but in all truth ye possesses and wealth, physical, emotional, and social, makes you far more weak than them, ye murderous brainless evil simpleton. And ye have took life of one with that damn gasoline guzzling beast of yours, you Kenneth Xavier Wilson III, or a evil man. Now in the cup of yer greedy horrible murderous actions, shall you drink of with only foul and sour mixture of the judgment of the KOR. The choir sounded as like a army of 2,000,000, chanted did they, while playing this very eerie music all night. Which drove Ken into a state of total mental catatonic. He was not able to get out of bed for weeks, soon without showing up to work, he was fired, his ability to speak language out loud faded. Soon the bills kept on piling up. When he did fall asleep he would have extremely lucid nightmares which would torment him. After like about a year the bank had the police conduct a welfare check, only to find the remains of Ken. He was in the bathroom, and it appeared to the cops he died trying to take his brains out and flush them down the toilet, as his rotten moldy carcass was found draped over the toilet with his head in toilet bowl. So the ants reported back to the KOR, mission success. So the ants were rewarded with 200-year lifespans and humanoid-like sizes and motion and given a planet of their own for deeds the KOR viewed at helping balance equilibrium.